obtained by Bell, their custody case is open and no longer in mediation. Martell must also provide proof that he obtained a psychological evaluation and order. But just let me give you a little history before we get into what this means, okay? So shout out to our friends over at Urban Bell. They write this in an article that was published over 7 months ago in regards to him being convicted of domestic violence against Melody Shari Rogers. So they said Love and Marriage Huntsville star Martell Holt was convicted earlier this month for his charge of DV harassing communications against his ex-wife, Melody Shari Rogers. According to court documents exclusively obtained by Urban Bell, Martell was convicted on May 2nd, given a 30-day suspended jail sentence, 12 months of supervised probation, and fined over $500. He's also required not to have any contact with Melody. So that's important to note. Martell subsequently appealed the ruling and is outing Melody on social media. And apparently that video actually was a video of Martell and Melody. But as you know, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell, even this past week's episode, is trying to paint the narrative that Melody was the cheater too. So they remind us, it says, during the latest Love and Marriage Huntsville season premiere, Melody explained what Martell did to lead her to get the warrant. Melody mentioned that Martell had sent her a text message threatening Melody to stop messing with him. He then sent a screenshot from the video they recorded. Love and Marriage Huntsville producers showed a screenshot of the message, but did not show the image Martell sent Melody. Melody confirmed the screenshot was from a video they recorded while married. She alleged that Martell's plot to expose her under the guise that Melody cheated on him with another man.
Martell Holt's current legal troubles are...
In today's video, we have a shocking update about Martell Holt and his ongoing legal issues. Martell, who gained fame on Love and Marriage Huntsville, has once again found himself in serious trouble. This time, it's about a violation of the no-contact order that was put in place after his conviction for domestic violence and harassment against his ex-wife, Melody Shari. Just when it seemed like he might be turning things around, Martell's actions could land him in even more hot water. Stay tuned, because what we're about to discuss could have serious consequences, not only for Martell's future but also for his relationship with his children and his public image. Martell was convicted earlier this year on charges related to domestic violence and harassing communications with Melody. In response, the court issued a no-contact order, which was a strict rule that he was not to have any communication with her except for matters related to their custody arrangement. This order was clear and specific, but unfortunately, Martell couldn't seem to stick to it. And now he's facing severe consequences. The latest violation came when Martell reached out to Melody after she had a meeting with the district attorney regarding their ongoing custody case. He asked her for details about what was discussed during that meeting. But here's the thing, the conversation had nothing to do with their custody situation, and that's a clear violation of the no-contact order. Authorities say that this was just the tip of the iceberg. Some reports even suggest that Martell went a step further, possibly attempting to follow Melody or show up near her home. This kind of behavior has left Melody feeling anxious and unsafe, and rightfully so. Martell's actions are being taken very seriously by the district attorney. Now, here's where things get even more intense. In response to Martell's violation, the Huntsville district attorney has filed a motion to revoke his bond. If the court agrees to this motion, Martell could be taken back into custody immediately. This would not only stop his domestic violence appeal, but could also add more charges to his already growing legal troubles. It's a big deal, and things are looking pretty bad for him right now. Let's back up a little bit to give you some context on this whole situation. Martell's legal troubles started in January of 2023 when he was arrested on charges of domestic violence after Melody filed a warrant against him. It wasn't just about one argument. The case involved a pattern of threats, intimidation, and harassment that Martell subjected Melody to during and after their marriage. At one point, Martell allegedly even threatened to release private videos of Melody in an attempt to embarrass and control her. These were not just angry words, they were serious threats that affected Melody's well-being and emotional state. When Martell was convicted, he was sentenced to probation and was ordered to follow several conditions, including attending anger management classes and staying away from Melody's residence and workplace. One of the most important terms was the no-contact order. Despite all of this, Martell couldn't seem to follow the rules. Now, with this recent violation, His future is hanging by a thread. Let's talk about what this could mean for him. The motion to revoke his bond is huge. If the court grants it, Martell could end up back in jail, which would halt his appeal process. That's right, his chance to appeal the conviction could be over before it even gets a fair shot. On top of that, breaking the no-contact order doesn't just hurt his legal standing, it also raises serious concerns about his ability to co-parent with Melody. Family courts are focused on the best interests of the children, and if Martell's behavior is seen as a threat to Melody's safety or well-being, it could severely hurt his chances in the custody battle. This is also important because it shows a troubling pattern in Martell's behavior. For those who follow Love and Marriage Huntsville, we've seen Martell's temper and controlling tendencies on display for years. He's often clashed with Melody and other cast members, and it's clear that his actions are starting to catch up with him. Many fans have noticed how Martell refuses to take responsibility for his actions, which makes things worse. His anger, his refusal to acknowledge his mistakes, and his inability to respect boundaries are all playing out in real time, with serious consequences. This recent violation is not just about breaking a court order. It's about a much larger issue of accountability. Martell's actions are sending a message that he has not learned from his past mistakes. His refusal to respect Melody's boundaries, combined with his behavior off-screen, has many people questioning whether he will ever truly change. And the sad reality is, this could have lasting consequences for him, not only in his legal battles, but also in his relationship with his children and his public reputation. As we watch this unfold, it's clear that Martell's future is uncertain. His appeal is at risk, and his custody battle is more complicated than ever. The real question now is, will Martell finally take responsibility for his actions, or will he continue down this path of destruction? Melody, on the other hand, is focused on protecting herself and her children, and rightfully so. She's been through enough, and she deserves peace. Make sure to stick around for the rest of the video as we dive deeper into how this situation could change everything for Martell Holt. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.